Phishing attacks come in various forms, each tailored to exploit specific vulnerabilities or target specific individuals or group. Let's talk about different phishing types. First, email phishing. The most common type of phishing, where attackers send fraudulent emails to trick recipients into sharing sensitive information, passwords, financial details, etc., or downloading malicious software. Email phishing uses tactics of impersonation of trusted entities, like banks or online services or your boss at work, and it might use urgency or fear, like your account will be locked out unless you act now. An email claiming to be from PayPal might ask the recipient to click on a link and log in to verify their account, is one example. The next type of phishing is spear phishing. Spear phishing is a more targeted form of phishing that focuses on specific individuals or organizations. Attackers may research their victims to craft highly personalized messages. Tactics are use of personal details like job title and company name to increase credibility, as only two examples. It often includes realistic scenarios or references to recent events. An example might be that a CFO receives an email appearing to be from the CEO requesting urgent wire transfers. Now that is spear phishing, but it also might be what the next one is that I'm talking about is whaling. Whaling is a subtype of spear phishing that targets high-profile individuals such as executives, board members, or other influential decision makers. It's highly tailored and usually very professional looking. It exploits that victim's access to sensitive data or information, or the ability to authorize significant transactions. An attacker might send a fake subpoena or legal notice to a company executive prompting them to disclose confidential information. The fourth type of phishing that we'll talk about is vishing, voice phishing. These are phishing attacks conducted over the phone. Attackers impersonate legitimate entities to manipulate victims into sharing sensitive information. They may spoof the caller ID to appear as a trusted organization. They might use urgency or fear, like threats of legal action. For instance, a victim receives a call from someone claiming to be from the IRS, demanding immediate payment for overdue taxes. Fifth, smishing, which is SMS phishing. This is phishing conducted via SMS or text messages, where attackers send fraudulent messages containing malicious links or requests for sensitive information. They might be short, urgent messages that encourage quick action. They often include malicious links or fake phone numbers. A text message might claim to be from your bank, asking you to click a link to verify your account. 6, we have clone phishing. This is where attackers copy a legitimate email and modify it slightly to include malicious links or attachments before sending it to the victim. Tactics are replacing legitimate links with fake ones and exploiting trust in the original sender or content. For example, a user receives a duplicated email from their IT department asking them to reconfirm their credentials. Next, we have pharming. It's a form of phishing that redirects victims from legitimate websites to fake ones without their knowledge, often by exploiting vulnerabilities in DNS servers or local device settings. It uses manipulating DNS records to redirect traffic and hosting convincing replicas of legitimate websites. A user might type in bank.com in their browser but be redirected to a fake version of the site. You might have noticed that pharming involves more technical manipulation than traditional phishing methods. However, it's still categorized under phishing because it shares key characteristics with phishing attacks, particularly in how it deceives victims into providing sensitive information through fraudulent means. Pharming is often included as a phishing type because it has the shared objective of deception for information theft. Both phishing and pharming aim to steal sensitive information such as login credentials, financial data, or personal details. In phishing, deception happens via direct communication, like fake emails or SMS. In pharming, deception occurs by redirecting victims to fake websites without their knowledge. Like traditional phishing, though, pharming does rely on the victim unknowingly interacting with the fraudulent website. Victims may enter their credentials, log into what they believe is a legitimate site. They might perform transactions, inputting payment details on a fake e-commerce page. The success of pharming depends on a victim being tricked, just like in phishing. Pharming is considered an extension or evolution of phishing because it can involve similar tactics tactics, like the fake websites and impersonation of trusted entities, as farming often relies on fraudulent domains resembling legitimate ones. While farming uses technical methods to redirect users, the attack ultimately exploits the victim's trust in what appears to be a legitimate website. Over time, phishing has become an umbrella term that encompasses a variety of attacks targeting human trust, regardless of whether or not they're technical or social. Farming fits under this broader definition because it involves deception, it aims to gather sensitive information, and it aligns with the end goals of traditional phishing. You can take a look at this chart on how farming differs from traditional phishing, but its inclusion under phishing reflects those shared goals of exploiting human trust and creating fraudulent interactions. Now, the eighth type is angular phishing. Phishing attacks conducted on social media platforms, often impersonating customer support or trusted brands. Tactics are fake customer service accounts on platforms like Twitter or Facebook, and direct messages requesting login credentials or financial details. So, for example, a fake Twitter account resembling a brand's support team asks a user to provide account information via direct message to resolve an issue. Ninth, we have search engine phishing. Attackers create malicious websites optimized for search engines. These websites appear in search results and lure victims to enter sensitive information. Their tactics are SEO techniques to rank malicious websites higher in search results and mimicking legitimate websites to gain trust. A fake website, for example, advertising discount electronic, appears in search results and asks for payment details. So the 10th type of phishing, man-in-the-middle phishing. Attackers intercept communications between two parties to steal sensitive information, often by spoofing a trusted Wi-Fi network. Tactics are creating fake Wi-Fi hotspots or using packet sniffers. They're intercepting credentials or payment details during transmission. Example, a victim connects to a fake coffee shop Wi-Fi and enters credentials on a compromised site. Phishing types can be grouped into channel-based, target-based, and technical versus behavioral-based categories. This helps clarify how attacks are delivered, who they target, and the techniques involved. We have channel-based types. These phishing types are categorized by the medium or communication channel used to deliver the attack. Those are email phishing, smishing or SMS phishing, vishing, voice phishing, and angular phishing. Then we have target-based types. These phishing types focus on the specific audience or victim being targeted using tailored or personalized approaches. With this, we have the spear phishing and the whaling. And then finally, we have the technical versus behavioral types. This distinction highlights whether the phishing attack relies on technical manipulation or primarily on exploiting human behavior. Farming, clone phishing, and search engine phishing are all those technical types. Traditional email phishing, smishing and vishing, and spear phishing and whaling are all the behavioral types. And you can take a look at this chart that maps the phishing types to the categories. This categorization provides a structured way to understand the diverse nature of phishing attacks and their underlying tactics.